Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, peace and much love, honor, blessed salutations to the elect. All right, coming out here another day to prophesy the downfall, the imminent destruction of America. All right, which we know this through the spirit of prophecy, which was revealed to us through the Holy Scriptures. All right, which a lot of you people downplay the Bible and act like it's just a mystical book of fairy tales, like it didn't really happen. But one thing that it does tell you, though, for sure, is that this place, America, which is known as Babylon, the Scriptures, the house of confusion, is going to be destroyed, and it's because the dominant, they have a saying amongst the police, the dominant aggressor, which is the so-called white man, which he's ruling the world in wickedness, he's going to be destroyed alongside with this place for all the wickedness that he pushes and promotes, that he pushes on the people. If you look on the sign, the Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, because these are the true people of the Most High. All right, the Bible lets you know that the Lord has a peculiar people, an exclusive, one-of-a-kind people that he has cared for. And he's coming to rectify everything that this devil has done just to get at these people. All right? So, like we tell you, man, this place is on its way out. All right, every day the Lord is angry with the wicked. If someone want to get that in Psalms 7th chapter, all right? Because just because you think like things are, you're able to walk on about your daily life, all right, you're, able to go into the stores and whatnot, you don't really see any imminent danger right now. It don't mean that these sayings ain't gonna come and happen. They're going to happen, man. All right? We know through the Spirit what's going on. We understand why it's taking a minute, because the Lord is preparing everything perfectly. Go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 7, verse 11. Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
See, the Lord, it says every day. The Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Who is the wicked? All right, the so-called white man. And it says that he's angry with them every single day, man. All right, one thing about the Lord, when he spoke, every word had a purpose to it. There wasn't no empty, vain words. So when he says every day, he means he has a problem with you wicked inhabitants every day. All right? So, read it again.
Psalm 7 and 11. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
He's heard our complaints. All right, he knows that we agree with him. All right, that's how he's judging the righteous, setting us up to confound and condemn this place for everything it advocates. All right, allowing moho sexuality, being a trans. You grow from birth, and you can decide if you want to be a man or a woman. All right, given liberty to just have like a concupiscent spirit, man. Any desire that you have, you're allowed to indulge in it in this time, and that ultimately goes through the beast that it talks about in Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, when you someone give me 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter as well, because you got to understand, man. There's a certain force being pushed in this time that makes who the world calls God and Jesus, because that's not their names, all right. But it makes them have a problem with this place. So we got to get down to the nitty gritty. Why is the Lord angry with the wicked every day? All right. You got something?
Yeah, this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. It says, for the mystery of iniquity don't already work. Only he who now let will let till it be taken out of the way.
Keep on going. About the lying wonders and all that.
Yeah, exactly. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
And who was the wicked? The so-called white men.
The elites.
Yep. It was, and this was Paul speaking. All right. During that time, who was what empire was ruling at that time? The Roman Empire. All right. And the Romans were the Edomites, so-called white people. And he said that the mystery of iniquity, because it was a mystery at one point in time. Now bringing it to today, it was a mystery that this man was the actual devil the Bible spoke about.
Now that the world didn't know what was going to certain ones, right? Even Jacob still
right? Yeah, the apostles went into plantation Christianity, and that's because when Esau came to conquer, When he took the Negroes into slavery, he brought a book where he ripped out over 70% of the Bible and gave it to Jake, and they believe on that to this very day. That's what they practice in the churches. All right, but it made the elder Yeshua said, it made the perfect slave. That's why you don't know who this devil is. That's why you still think that a devil is just some red-horned demon walking around in the underworld, man. And even now, like we tell you that we wrestle, evil and dark places, high spiritual wickedness. When have you ever seen one of them creatures come up on the earth and have an argument with you? Never. Ain't no one ever seen a red-horned demon. All right. So it was a mystery. Go ahead, continue.
Mike, just back in 2 Thessalonians 3. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Which we're consuming them by the spirit of his mouth is talking about the prophets. All right, we're letting you know we're consuming this place up of all its lies, but flooding it out, flushing it out with righteousness, truth. All right, go ahead.
It says, even him most cunning is after the work of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
So it says, after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. When you look into that word lie, which the word lie means an intentional conscious falsehood. But it said that even after his coming, the word coming literally means his presence. So when he arrives, all right, when this person arrives, his presence and the vibration he was going to continue to push and always, perpetually promote was going to be based off of lying wonders, lies. See, today, man, you think you're here to be, again, you're supposed to live it up, you die off, all right? That's a slave, man. That's what a slave does. They work their entire goddamn life and they die, But because of the lying wonders, you thinking that, the time of industrialization, you think we're in a time of technology, because that's really what you're a slave to now, man. That's why they call it a cellular phone, a cell. All right, your prison to the technology that's being pushed around this earth, and it was made to be that way. Someone give me 2 Corinthians 2:11.
Hey, can I add a point real quick, though, because you spoke about the lies. The word devil, when you go into the Greek, is diablo, meaning deceiver, false accuser. So that's Esau. He's the ultimate liar, man. False accuser of the house of Israel.
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. And it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Least means like it's hard for me to explain. It's like an outcome. Least, unless, meaning that it does happen. All right, but we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. Which, when you look up that word device, okay, it goes into a crafty scheming or a trick, ultimately to distract you. I just read a quote from Napoleon Bonaparte, and he said, it's not about hiding the truth. It's merely just delaying it until no one cares about it anymore. And this is what a device is meant to do. All right, because you don't go on that device to seek out God, to seek out the Lord, to seek out information. You do it to indulge in your wickedness. Hit up a bitch on Tinder, So the presence that we're talking about, with going back to 2 Thessalonians, why the Lord has a problem with this place is because the one who rules it, the so-called white man, his presence and his constant power that he pushes, all right, which again, quoting back in Revelation 13, it said that he was going to give power through the lies, power through deception. His kingdom literally is fortified with lies, and it thrives. Yep. Could you get that in Genesis 27? Because I want to show you that this was already prophesied, man, and told of that when Esau came to do his bidding, getting the earth, conquering and taking over the nations in the world, primarily our people. It was set up. It was spoken about. All right.
This is Genesis 27 and 40. It says, and by thy sword thou shalt live.
Right.
And by thy
Yeah.
This is Genesis 27 and 40. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live.
Right, and by thy sword shalt thou live. That was a blessing given to the Edomites. All right, also known as Idumeans. You also could look up Khazarians, the Temanites. all right, various names that he tries to use, all right, so he doesn't ultimately get called a white man. It said that he shall live by the sword, okay, and the sword is used to what? To thresh. So meaning that by everything that this man took through spoils, all right, establishing his foundation of America, and said he was going to use the sword to get it. When did the so-called white man ever take anything through a peace order, all right, or through truth? Every treaty he ever made, he broke. They're always constantly changing the laws to keep him innocent. All right, that's why the scriptures say, meddle not with them that are given to change. This man's always changing his laws, man. There was a black man stopped the other day, who he was pulled over, and then like 20 cops got out, man. You know, having guns pointed at him, and he was like, "What the fuck y'all doing, man? What did I do?"
That never mind. When Esau came up with 400 men. When Jacob, his wife,
Right.
and all his and the cattle and everything,
Right.
his family was just go passing through, and he seen his brother Esau.
Yep. The same account, a similar account right here, because these cops were chasing a man.
Oh, yeah.
They were chasing a man now, you know, a Jake, and they ended up stopping the wrong guy, and they had guns pointed at the wrong guy. When he was telling them, "What the fuck are y'all doing? I ain't even the right guy, man." And there was even a cop yelling at all the cops, "It's the wrong guy," and they still holding up guns at him. That's because Esau's wicked, man.
That's the petrol entry.
Yeah.
Fuck Esau.
But like I'm talking about these laws that he changes, all right? He does it so that he can keep Jake, you know, as a slave and give him the right to do whatever the hell he wants to him. There were laws actually set up in the 1660s that gave the white man immunity from killing blacks and Indians. He could kill Indians or, you know, Gadites and black men and not get held accountable for it. That's fucking wicked, man. Go ahead.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11 and verse 5, and it reads, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty."
Yep, that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he does. To this very day, man, Esau does not hold himself accountable for all the crimes that he's committed against the children of Israel. Instead, he fights against it and acts like, you know, in fact, he signed a bill. Biden signed a bill, a couple months ago, that gave white people basically, I don't know how to say it, like they can't feel guilty about what their ancestors did. You know, and if you continue that scripture, it says one more thing real quick.
God, it says, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not."
See, and this goes back to the presence of Esau, man. After the coming and working of Satan. This man, see, look, I don't know about y'all, man, but when I get off of work, I go home and I chill, I take a shower, I eat, whatever. I don't go home and get on the internet and type in how to kill a black man, you know, or ways to kill black men and Mexicans and Indians. This is what that man does. All right, he goes home and has meetings about how to destroy the community of these people. That's why the scripture's saying, man, his spirit is not upright, that is lifted up in him. There's something wrong with this man. And that's why the Lord is fixing to turn this place upside down and get rid of him. Because being a minister of this kingdom, he has not done it right. All right? Okay.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 16. It says, "For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall."
That's why they got something called the think tanks, where they actually hire, you know, Edomite men, you know, the real raw Edomites, to sit there and think of ways to kill, you know, these people. All right? You know, you know what just happened? Well, this is on a bigger scale, you know, to the whole world. But isn't it a coincidence that Bill Gates just invested in like artificial eggs? And then the largest supplier of eggs was burnt down because they found out it blocks their little virus and shit. But you want to act like this man is the hunk of the earth, all right? Like he's peachy keen and, you know, just perfect. He's a devil, man. That was the coming and working after Satan with lying and power, with lying wonders, to illuminate himself like he's a god and the righteous. And it's all a damn lie. Going into Revelations, the 13th chapter, man, it talked about how he deceived the world with those miracles. Go ahead.
This is Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it."
Yeah, they conjure up, they they really strategically and tactically trying to create ways to oppress and hurt our people. And here's the thing about Esau, man. He don't care if he takes out even some of his own just to get to us. That's why he's doing it. That's why he's spreading the hokey poke worldwide, because he wants to ultimately consume Jacob. That goes back to Psalms the 83rd chapter, Psalms 137. If y'all want to get those two, this man it has a it's called homoeroticism, man. All right, this ridiculous urge and lust to want to be our people that it returns or it becomes demonic. He wants to be us so bad, so he thinks of ways to kill us. That's weird. Yep.
It says, "When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand."
Yep, it is in their power. This man got this power. So instead of working in a righteous manner, instead of they want to say, well, it's all about love. Well, where was the love for our people? All right. Why is this man not working love and to help benefit and actually prosper the earth? All right. Instead, you come over here, you saying this is your country. Go back to wherever you came from. This is our place to enjoy. But who built this place, man? Who built everything that you see around you, man? It was these people. Go ahead.
It says, "And they come in fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away."
We were here first. You really don't get it, man. You got a bunch of, you got most of them Karens, man. Karens and Chads and Jimmys. They like to talk about telling us to go back from where we came from, but you came from Europe, man. You went in you had to take damn boats to get over here, man. But you telling like Issachar, man, to go back to Mexico and whatnot. They're still doing that to Issachar, man. With the whole wall and everything.
Yeah, the borders.
Yeah, but we were here first. All right? You used the Apocrypha and the scriptures to find out where we were. It was never about colonization, man. That was a lie that was set up by your forefathers, man, from Esau's forefathers. It was for y'all to come over here and to kill our people, man. Look into the book how the white man got so rich. It'll tell you. And if you use the same system that they created when they came over here called the Headright system, you'll find out that we actually own more than half of this country. Rightfully. Go ahead.
It says that they come in fields, they take them by violence, and houses, they take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Just so you can build up a fucking McDonald's or a Wendy's. You had that issue going back like what? I can't even remember how long ago. It was like 13 years ago with the gas pipeline. That was on the reservation of the. You remember what I'm talking about? It was a whole pipeline issue, man. Where Esau wanted to set up a pipeline in some of Gad's land that they gave to him, the reservations and whatnot. There was a whole issue about it, man. And they had a report of one of the Gadites, an old Gad, man. And he was like, he had an interview, and they asked him how he felt, and he said that I can't wait. He's like, hopefully I can live to see the day where I see this devil go down. And he actually made an interview later on. He's like, today is the day where I get to say I got to see my enemy fall. And we see the fall of this place. All right, we see the Lord working. We know that this place is about to be destroyed. But your arrogance and your pride, man, it's what keeps this place going for now. But rest assured, like we're going to get into, man, this place is going to be destroyed. All right, the nation that smote to all the others in anger with a continual stroke, that's about to cease. All right? Yeah. Real quick. Yeah, let's get that, prove it, and then we'll go to Isaiah the 14th. You got something.
All right, just backing up Genesis 27:40, it says, "And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck."
But that, the dominion, the word, the dominion, when you go into that word, it goes into like wander aimlessly, I believe, or wander restlessly. That's the reason why I wanted to get this out, because this proves right here that this was how the this, go ahead go ahead and read it.
Yes, the Hebrew word rud. I say the one who rests Rome.
Yep.
Restless, show restlessness.
And what does that go back to? This is how you can prove that this was Cain in the through the reincarnation. All right, because what was Cain identified as? A vagabond and a fugitive. To be a vagabond means that you wander to and fro, man. You wander in restlessly across the planet and everywhere. All right, this is what Esau did to set up his kingdom. All right, to set up with America, to set up the military power that he holds over the earth today, man. Hey, remember, man, this man has 262,000 militarized zones all throughout other nations, but he's only got one in America. But none of these other nations have any militarized zones in America. You don't have I mean, it's called the Muslim embassy. I don't know what Arab embassy. On the mind, bro. You know, but who's going throughout the whole earth? Esau, all right, the white man, the beast man. And that's also how we know that the beast system that people are trying to get into as of lately. That's how you know it's talking about the so-called white man in the end, because beast, like the Lord would use animals to represent certain people or nations. All right, and to be a beast means you have no understanding. You basically don't have the laws of the Most High, and these people don't.
Hey, back in Genesis, where it say when it said the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Yep.
Speaking about Esau the wicked, he was more subtle than the heathen.
Yep.
They was like unto beasts. They don't have standard law, statutes, and commandments. They go by their carnal, beastly nature.
Yeah, it said that they accomplished a diligent search with their own with this individual, with this nation in particular, man. Because you got to understand that Esau's the border of the wickedness. Can you get that? Yeah, man. Let them know that they're the border of all wickedness, man. Because Esau is the ringleader, man. He's the ringleader of all the heathens. The other heathens don't like us, but this man has even a more special hate for us.
Malachi 1. You want to start at verse 1 or go?
One of you go to 1 and 4.
All right.
You know what? Yeah, right there.
Malachi 1 and 3, and it reads, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
That's ultimately why your last empire fell. All right? That's why Rome was destroyed. All right? Anytime that Esau ever tried, it's going to tell you, he's the one that continually fights back. Okay? Whenever, you're not supposed to rebuild something that the Lord destroyed, especially if it's based off of wickedness. All right? If there's, deception behind it, lies behind it. But this man continued to do that. Actually, start at verse 1. Go ahead.
Malachi 1 and verse 1, and it reads, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
If you had certain Israelites, man, that would question why the Most High hated Esau so much, man. Like, isn't he our brother? Yeah, he's our brother, but you gotta understand that your brother's really fucking weird, man. All right, he's perverse, demented, sinister and diabolical. All right, we just got done reading that when he wakes up, man, he practices iniquity. See, this is the thing, man. When he got the sword, he figured out, like, you know what? I'm gonna master this thing. Well, you gotta remember too that the word cunning meant, which was one of the attributes of Esau back in Genesis. The word cunning meant to be skillfully deceptive. There's another definition, actually, though. I can't remember where to find it, but I can't remember. But there's something else about it, man. It's actually pretty cool. But but this man was skillfully deceptive. No, to be a hunter. Something when you go into the definition of a hunter. But basically, Esau was proficient at the hunting game. He knew how to hunt. He knew the field. All right. He knows the earth.
That's why you call it outdoors. And that's the reason why Esau went outdoor game. That's their spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? They got on their trucks, they got on their jacket. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't army fatigue, but basically it's like forest critique. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call it outdoors. You know? So that's the spirit of Esau. If you go on these channels, these fishing channels, these hunting channels, you know what I'm saying? Basically, it's outdoor this, outdoor that. They got gun stores all across America. They outdoor this, outdoor that. Right? So that fits Esau to the T.
It's like his shirt got something. I guess it goes into like being an outdoor hunting.
Right. So yeah, see that. Yeah. But the reason why I was bringing it out, because when you go into the cunning, deceptive, or being skillfully deceptive, being a hunter, that means that this man knows. Why do you think he knows what bones sound like when they crack? You know, or what flesh sounds like when it's burning? Because he does that shit, man. He does that to Jakes. He'll torture him. You know, the so-called Thanksgiving, man. He would cook Jake and eat him.
Hey, you know what? Imagine all hell breaking loose. And all hell breaking loose. There's fruits and reference, man. Esau gonna show his horns. And the peons, Esau gonna show their horns too.
Yeah, just because he's bowed down, man. Like I said, just because he's bowed down doesn't mean shit, man. He's trying to portray himself, man, as a good civilian. That's why a lot of these Edomites that you see, man, a lot of these old ones, man. You know, I just seen one earlier. I was getting some food. She was waiting for her food, and she just looked at that cashier like she's the most nicest woman in the world. I'm like, thank you, you're so welcome. Who the fuck talks like that, man? It's all a deception. It's all a charade, man. I always say, man, if you just try to frustrate the peace of an Edomite and see how they really act, they'll get dirty, man. You know? Yeah. Or what did you have? Yes. No, let's get this one to Matt.
Malachi?
No, hold on. Which,
I was reading Genesis 27.
okay, let me see what it says real quick. Yeah, you go to verse 44, 41, and then we'll go back to this.
This is Genesis 27:41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Yeah, so this man, hey, talking about the hatred that the so-called white man has for you, Jakes. Now, this goes back to the birthright. He's been wanting to kill you people since that time, because he feels like he was done wrong, and this is coming from the words of a liar, man. It tells you that Esau gave over the blessing. He sold his birthright, and he even had the audacity to talk shit about it, man. He said, "What will this birthright profit me? You know what? Basically, he's like, what good can this do for me? My father ain't even dead yet. You know, same vibration that Cain came with when the Most High asked him where his brother was. Yeah. You know, there was a TikTok about it, man. And he was like, basically, Cain got a fucking attitude with the Most High, man. He said, "Am I my brother's keeper? Am I his mother? You know?"
Basically, the smart.
Yeah.
It says, then I will slay my brother Jacob.
Yo, I thought you were gonna say something about it. Yeah, it's like it.
Yeah,
But everything that America has been set upon, man. All right, you know, Ira, you mentioned the machine, the system, the machine system. Anytime, literally, the system thrives off the demise of you Israelites. All right, anytime an Israelite dies, that powers the machine. It keeps its place going. All right. Whenever you see incidences of, reports say he purchased 2 firearms a month prior to the incident. You know, so fucking what? That actually happened like a couple months ago. Jake bought like 2 firearms, but he ended up doing something in the Walmart. He didn't have the weapons on him, but they said he bought firearms like to demonize that crime even more, or whatever supposedly he did. See, every time, man, you turn on the TV, man, it's never Edomites that they really talk about, man. It's you Jakes. And they'll actually hire actors, black actors, to go into certain neighborhoods and pretend that it was them that heard the crime going on, the screams, whatever. All right? This devil, man, he really wants these people on the side, man, to have a terrible image. He really wants us to be forgotten and be nothing. So that's why the Lord hates it. Go back to Malachi. Okay, we're good. So he gets the
Malachi 1 and 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
See, this is why the Lord hated Esau, because he was the border of wickedness. Going back to who he was in the beginning, all right, it said that sin was his desire. Again, man, you gotta, again, this society is built off of technical sin, all right? You know, brother brought out the whole sin tax. So if sin ain't real, why they have something like that? You know, I did, you know, called that. But this whole place is bent off of being lawless, not being according to the morals and guidelines of the Most High. That's why the Lord hates this man, because he constantly promotes that vibration. You can be a hoe today, man, and you can get away scot-free. You can cheat on your man and get away when the penalty is supposed to be death. You can do how does it say in the scriptures, man? You can a man can lie with another man and he be looked at as a good person. Or leave that guy alone. He's just trying to make it in life. Yeah. But the Lord told you that he hated these things. But this man, the so-called white man, constantly pushes that energy, man. Constantly allows it to be, you know, to happen.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, hath indignation forever.
Because this man won't stop. All right? Meaning forever, what's the scripture? Is it Isaiah 49:11 or Psalms 49:11? Where it says that their inward thought is
that their house shall continue forever.
Yeah, if Esau could be here forever, he would be wicked forever. All right? Right. Right. When he, yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Psalm 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
And that's a very, you know, infallible proof that we know who the ones that are ruling today. You got Abraham Lincoln Avenue, you know, Gerald Street, Archibald, you know, the 3rd Street.
Shit.
Joe Biden Sloppy Avenue. You know? But that proves right there, man. Esau's mind frame is that he's actually gonna sleepy shit. Right. Esau actually believes that he's gonna be able to stay here forever, man. He believes he's actually, well, we ain't told you about the war that's coming to this place. But he believes he's gonna make it out of that. Why do you think he's built underground bunkers, nuclear bunkers? This sucks. Go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and get into it. Isaiah 14 and start at verse 4.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, starting at the 4th verse. And here we go. Salakia. Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Because right now America's unstoppable, right? Nobody can fuck with America. Nobody can destroy it, right? It even asks, who can make war with the beast?
That's Spirit's house.
The beast is representing America today. Ultimately, all right? Yeah, it's the EU and all that, but look at those nations. They all go back to Edomite lineage, basically. All right?
With the Romans.
Yep. Started with the Romans. Then it came from Britain. Well, you had the Spanish, the French, then the British. All right? And then ultimately out of that, you know, that other little horn pursuant to Revelation 17, that's America. All right? But really, the political power structure of Esau started during the Greek Empire. All right, that's why I said that the beasts had, you know, what was it, like feet unto like a leopard. All right.
It's a leopard. That's Greece.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
that's over the time of Alexander the Great.
Yep.
The freak.
Yep.
Because I got the I got this book called War in the Shadows. War in the Shadows, and it tells you what kind of war tactics that they use to conquer a nation.
Yep.
That red book that's sitting right there on the table.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I'm
I
already
got-
knowing. I'm remembering.
Yeah, because I had that book, man. I had that book way before the truth.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it tells you how it tells you how Alexander the Great, how he conquered, how he overthrew nations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
In the scripture you got, there's something I want to give you quick. It's the first Maccabees. That you said, you know, talking about, yeah, first Maccabees started at chapter 1, verse
34.
1.
Oh.
Right. Because
I know
talking
that.
about how they show how Esau did all his conquering, how he did it. Well, this will prove to you that this is how his structure and power started for the Greek Empire, the first Maccabees.
This is the first book of the Maccabees, chapter 1, starting at the first verse. And it reads, "And it happened, after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, and made
That's proven the part about the leopard, though, with that beast image. All right? That's ultimately, I mean, proving about Esau and how he got his power, right? Because we're going back to Isaiah, but just getting this to back up how this man does what he does. Go ahead.
Verse 2, "And made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth."
There you go. Because that's what Alexander did, right? It said that in Daniel, the 7th or 8th chapter, how he did these things swiftly, that his feet didn't touch the ground. Alexander the Great conquered what was known at that time as the whole known world in like 7 or 8 years, I believe. All right? He conquered everything. It's so much that it's even said that he cried that there was nothing left to destroy. All right? But that same energy was done here with Esau coming to America. Because you got to remember, man, when Esau came over, man, he did shit quick. He was the book I'm drawing a blank. The book Devastation of the Indies with Bartholomew de las Casas. When he came over to Hispaniola, all right, which Columbus and all them, they were referring to they were referring to the northern part of America as the mainland, all right. What is it? Break it down. What part? I don't know the signs. Oh yeah, Christopher Columbus. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. Yeah. Well, when this devil came over, man, he would refer to the northern part of America as the mainland. But it says that when they came over, that they vastly swept all the land of all the what you would call the indigenous tribes. The only people that had tribes were the Israelites, the children of Israel. But it said that it went from like a land that was just full of our people to a land that had like less than like 5,000. I think it was up there in like the millions at one point in time. It came down to like 5,000 in just a matter of weeks. This man quickly and terribly took over, you know, America and then the whole world. That's where you get that dreadful beast in Daniel, the fourth beast that was diverse. Because there was no other nation on the planet that had ever destroyed that way. Going back to the Romans, when Esau was taking over the world, all right, and subjugating all these other provinces, the way that he did it was just cruel.
No, that was the one. That's
It
why
was
the
cruel,
box
man. He had
said-
power in the teeth. That's talking about their military might, all right? Because the weaponry was made out of iron and all that. But this was how Esau conquered, all right? Yeah, I know, right? But this has been their behavior ever since they were on the planet, man. They get off on killing and destroying, particularly the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And so you got to ask yourself, man, when is that shit gonna stop? When is it gonna be a stop? How is it gonna stop? we know that we have one, a creator, a power that is going to be the one to make that intercession. He's going to intervene, man, because this man will not stop unless something is done about it. We can't do it. More than half of our people like this place. More than half of them, man, will stick up for this devil.
And it goes back to now it goes back to Michael 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. They covet fields and take them by violence." You know what I'm saying? 'Cause Esau, he that's how he conquered the world, man, through the sword. Like he just brought out Genesis 27, 40 verse.
What was like the Indian
Beginning of Esau.
what was it, the Indian Removal Act or something like that? There was an act, I think it was with Andrew Jackson. Okay, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson.
This motherfucker was told to leave the Indians alone. And the United States made an agreement with them that they could have the land until they absolutely required or needed it. Andrew Jackson, it was a court order too. Andrew Jackson said, no, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not listening to them. And he went and killed all these Indians. All right? This is that devil, man.
There, I got a precept. Go ahead. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
That's how Esau got over on our people. That's how he set up America. You simpleton, man, want to act like this place was established off of good deeds and peace treaties and all that, man. That motherfucker broke every single one.
Hey, that's why I said woe unto you, because war goes into destruction. That's what they're gonna. That's the recompense for.
What was that?
Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Can you get Nahum 3 and 1?
Oh yeah. The book of Nahum, chapter 3 and 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not."
It is full of lies and robbery, man. Woe to that bloody city. What is that bloody city, man? It's America. It's America. There's no other nation or country on the planet that has had as much bloodshed as America's done. You want to know something crazy? This is actually on a documented. Everywhere that you step on this ground right now in America, man, has blood on it. I'm not talking about like metaphorically. I'm talking literally. Blood has been spilled where you're standing. Every step you take, there was some bloodshed. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Go ahead and read it again.
It's the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery.
And that lies and robbery goes back to Esau, who the one that's pushing it. The one that came with the lying wonders and signs, all right? Telling you that, your purpose, well, going back, when they came over from Britain, and they came over here to industrialize, telling you that it was a new opportunity to advance technology, come here for great opportunities and better. That's the same lie that they perpetuate to these other nations still. Except these nations are catching on, man. They're catching on to this bullshit, man. Fuck America, let's go back home. Because it was all a lie. Coming up in high school, man, I actually knew foreign exchange students, and they told me that their parents would tell them that we're gonna go back home because it's not what we thought it was. Because it was all a lie, man. It was always a lie to help make a slave, like a slave complex. I don't know what other word to use. Basically make everybody that comes over here as a slave. They found out the laws. What's that? Go ahead.
This is Numbers 35 and 33. It says, "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it."
And that's going to ultimately be the one. That's going to be the so-called white man that did it. Because it said again. Go ahead and read it one more time. There was something I wanted to speak on.
This is Numbers 35 and 33. "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are."
That's the part. So you shall not pollute the land there where you are. What is that talking about? You should not defile it. All right. Don't dismiss the laws that are already there. Again, who was here first? why were our people here? Because we were trying to keep the commandments that we never kept in our own land. Because we were fleeing the oppressor. So there were already laws set up here, man. Esau came over and dismissed all that. All right? So that's why it said that the blood cannot be cleansed by the one. How did it say again, Salaki?
I'll read all of it. It says, so this is number 35 and 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
This is why the Lord has to destroy you, because you didn't listen. All right? You're a very disobedient, naughty person, man. You're a very naughty child. That's why it calls you children of men, all right, children of base fools, because you're like a child, man. You didn't get your way when you came over here.
You saw the children of the cold, man.
Hard-headed.
It is after I say, but you know, you didn't listen, man, whenever you came over here, man. And we already know for a fact now, it was never to abide or coexist with the people that were already here, man. You knew what was already going on. So you set up this lie, and then that passed all the way down even to what generation is this? Like Generation Z or something? You know, are we called like millennials or something like that? You know, I like saying millennials because they shall sound dumb. You know, but you know, you said it. Those lies passed all the way down to this generation, man, to where you walk up and down the streets, man, as if everything is just fine and okay. Like no consequences is on its way here. I made this comment the other day, man, in the video I made about Esau. You called war, man. All right, like what's his name? Lex Luthor from the movie, man. He said, you know, he heard the sound and he's coming. You remember the Batman vs Superman when he came and punched him? Yeah. you people, man, for also allowing these lies to continue. Because, hey, man, knowledge has been increased. But for you to now look into the information that's there, to know the truth and really understand what really happened here, man, that's you allowing it to continue on. But for y'all to not do anything about it too, man, you called war too. You called the one who's about war. You can't forget our power loves war, man. And you called it to you. Because of all the blood that you shed, man. All the lies you spread. Here it is, real quick, one more thing. You got in the politic office or whatever, you know, with the higher ups and all that, Joe Biden, the president, trying to still, you know, speak peace to you people, make y'all stay comfy, but they're about to come down on y'all, man. That's why that's why they have programs right now to track you, all right? And they're ready to kill y'all off or put you in jail if you don't give in to the stabbing jab still, man. Go ahead.
Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, starting at verse 5, and I'm going to read down to 6. And it reads, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Yashar'Allah by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end.
See, we were at peace when we were here in America before you showed up. We actually had a chance that we potentially got away. We could, you know, what would have happened if Esau would have never came over here, man, and our people were in this land region to this very day? What do you think would have happened, man? I mean, honestly, it was set up in the spirit that it happened this way. Prophecy. You know, yep, prophecy. But what would have happened, man, if you would have just left us alone? Would your punishment still be the same? Would it be as severe? You know? But what did you do? You had that perpetual hatred. It wouldn't stop. All right? So you went forward, did you read that part? Even when their iniquity had an end? Go ahead, continue.
Okay. It says, I'll just read it again. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, which Esau was blessed with the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Verse 6, therefore as I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
This is the ultimate outcome of what's going to happen to you Edomites. All right? Because thou hast loved blood, blood shall pursue thee. The thing you love most is going to come back on you. That's why the Lord's preparing, talking about like with America against Russia right now. We know that Russia's going to actually ultimately try to break off and create their own little, system. That's what's going to cause this whole war, all-out war between Russia and America. But that's you fighting against yourself. And then you're going to use your own sword against yourself to kill yourself. You know? The Lord is funny like that, man. But so he's going to send even more bloodier people, because really the Russians are like the bloodiest, like what do you call them, like the raw stuff.
warriors.
Yeah, the warriors, there you go. Yep. So he's sending the worst of you to yourself.
Hey, this is an article right here. It says NATO urges Russia to respect nuclear pact.
Because NATO is still part. NATO technically still, they're still allied to America. Russia doesn't want to be an ally to America. They don't want to be in that pact. So really, NATO's against Russia, all right? But they're not respecting those sanctions. So that's causing friction. And really, ultimately, that's prophecy as well, because it tells you, I believe in Isaiah or Jeremiah, it says that the Lord shall stir the Medes against Babylon. Does someone want to get that real quick? I got you. Because that's how this is going to take place. All right, all the events that are going to culminate, up to the return of Yahweh Shai, to where Yahweh Shai is going to personally deal with you, Edomites, man. That's that's what's going to happen too. That's on its way. All right, the one who created you is going to deal with you.
That's right.
That's why, again, going back to Cain, you were called a vagabond and a fugitive, but no man was allowed to slay you. Only the Lord was going to deal with you. That's why judgment on anybody who takes revenge on Cain today, which is Esau, they get sevenfold of a punishment. Because the Lord, Yahweh himself, with his son, are going to deal with you. That's how bad you've gotten, man. Well, the Creator has to personally deal with you. I got you.
This is Isaiah 13 and 17. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver and for gold."
What does it say? Let me see. Let's see.
This is Isaiah 13 and 9. It says, "Behold, the day of the Lord cometh full, both with wrath and fierce anger."
Because I just said that this is all leading up to the day of the Lord. You're going to get your ultimate judgment. All right?
It says to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
So, and the reason why I just wanted to start there, because it says to lay the land desolate. All right? Babylon. This is talking about Babylon's destruction. Babylon was never made desolate. It's still here to this very day.
It's a future prophecy.
Right. So go ahead.
It says, "For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the noon shall not cause her light to shine." It says, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease." Arrogancy of the proud to cease.
And that's Esau, man.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
The terrible is Esau. All right? Because this man is the only one that will do really maniacal shit when he destroys. All right? Again, no one can think of torture and torment the way that the so-called white man can. But going back to the laying low, the haughtiness and the arrogancy of the proud to cease, it identifies the so-called white man as the most proud. It tells you in Jeremiah the 50 or 51, it says that I am against thee, O thou most proud. All right? So that's how we still know it's talking about Babylon, Esau. All right? Go ahead.
So I would make
Yeah, we're gonna go down to that one. Spirit of peace.
Here you go. This is Isaiah 13 and 17. It said, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold they shall not delight in it.
See, the Lord is stirring these things up, because going back to like with Russia and America, all right, this is all set up through the Lord. See, through the friction that America is causing Russia, always being on that, basically just being an asshole right now, getting into shit, nitpicking at everything that Russia's doing, pissing off Putin, all right, it's stirring up his spirit. He already said, man, that he's ready to go to war with America, man. And you gotta remember, you got other nations that are in league with Russia. That's why America is trying to do this sidewide shit like a coward has always done.
Y'all know what happened with Iran when Israel fired a couple missiles on Iran's
Yep.
military bunker, man.
Yep,
Military sources, man.
Yep. Yeah, I totally forgot about that, man.
And they had it on sound the alarm. That's just Edomite dude. He always talk about the wars and stuff going on over east. And shit, Israel, Amalek, you know what I'm saying? Just shooting a couple missiles on Iran, man.
Oh shit. Hey, 29 minutes ago, because that Chinese balloon, that spy balloon,
Yeah, the spy balloon,
it said it was
Chinese
shot
balloon,
down
got shot down by the U.S.
With a missile.
with a missile.
with a single missile.
So Russia is really allies with Iran.
Yep. I can't remember who said it either, but they made a comment about like if they did that, it was wartime. It was an actual war, something like that. I think it was Russia who said that. Man, that's crazy. I wonder where they shot it out from. But yeah. So like I was saying, go ahead and read it again. Just let the scripture speak. The spirit of the meats.
It's back in Isaiah 13 and 17. It says, "Behold, I will show the knees against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, there shall not delight in it."
Go ahead and go to the next one.
It said, "Their bowels also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb."
Yeah, the old shall dash through the pieces of the young and the old, you know, because in this time, hey man, America's never had another nation invaded since America's been established. There's never been another nation to come over here and start war. All right, that time was coming. You're gonna see Russians over here. You're gonna see other nations coming over here, man, on military, on American soil. All right, and they're gonna dash the young men to pieces with the sword, which they got actual fucking katanas and shit to slice them down. No, those are guns. Those are firearms.
High-powered weapons.
Yep, high-powered weapons. Because you go into what is that, 2 Ezra 16, where it talks about every man having a sword in their hand. That's talking about guns now, man. There's gonna be war here, and it's getting riled up, man. Things are getting hot.
Y'all might as well get war with it, man. Y'all, one of y'all get Joel 3.
I'll just go into it about the U.S. shooting down the missile. It says the shoot down came shortly after the U.S. government ordered a halt to flights in and out of 3 South Carolina airports, Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, and Charleston, due to what it said at the time was an undisclosed national security effort. The flights resumed on Saturday afternoon.
So it's in South Carolina. That's where that other is, man.
It says the balloon first entered U.S. airspace on January 28th before moving into Canadian airspace on Monday, January 30th. It then re-entered U.S. airspace on the 31st, a U.S. defense official said. Once it crossed over U.S. land, it did not return to the open waters, making a shoot down difficult. U.S. officials did not publicly disclose the balloon's presence over the United States until Thursday. Washington has called it a clear violation of U.S. sovereignty and notified Beijing about the shoot down on Saturday, a U.S. official said.
Then I got a question. Because I thought China was allied with America. Because of the consuming part, the consumers. So,
They said the spy balloons. I don't think they allied. They said a couple spy balloons.
yeah. But yet you got reports about, How could we do it? But yet, you just had a law that's being signed to give the CD, what did you say that? The ABCD ABC. You know, the Center for, you already know. But they just signed a law that allows, the government signed a law that allows the CDC to track us for not taking the you know what. So when you go into doctor appointments and everything, they can track that you ain't taking the stabbing jab yet. But yet they're also, you know, on a side note, they're putting it into the foods now. This is crazy, man. Like, I was thinking about this earlier off the topic, but with us, man, we made it through all the puss-filled ice cream sandwiches and, you know, the roach chicken nuggets and all that. We about to have to endure something now, man. Even more new. You know, variant spiked foods now. That's crazy, man. This devil, he's really a fucking devil. Esau's really a devil. Because he wants to control the world.
Back to Isaiah 13.
No, let's go to Isaiah 14.
Oh yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. Isaiah 14:5. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth.
Well, you just had like the example with Iran in the midst of being shot down to them. Why do you think he did that? Because Iran's trying not to do something that America's telling them to do. All right. Remember, America's the hammer of the earth. We're basically a police country. Not police state, a police country. And if a nation doesn't do what they're told to do, what does America do? Demonizes them. All right, propagandizes them and campaigns them and creates all these fucking lies, man. So it justifies Esau going over there to fuck them up. That's anger. All right, angry that they're not listening. That he'll hit them with continual strokes. Go ahead.
Verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Read that part again.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
Right, the whole earth is not at rest.
Yeah.
That's a bit down and this after this devil gets put down.
All right. Proverbs 29:2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, and when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn.
Right, because the righteous is not in authority. So guess what? The people is mourning. The trees mourn, the animals mourn. All right, everything on this earth is mourning, man, because of this devil.
There was a statistic that was put out that it was said that the average human being wakes up 363 days out of the year not smiling and sighing. So they wake up already depressed or, you know, overwhelmed and shit, man. The earth is mourning. Look, Ezekiel 9.
We signed and crying right now.
Right. Yeah.
We in mourning right now because there's bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm walking around here like it's blood die around this motherfucker, man. And we signed and crying. Why? Because we know what's going on with prophecy.
Sure.
All right? And we got that mark. Matter of fact, Ezekiel 9 real quick, Father.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, and verse 4. And it reads, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem,
People before us a place. Go ahead.
and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Let's go back to that word mark. Go back to the Hebrew word the law means exception from judgment, because there's going to be a lot of judgment happening on this place. You know? So the elect, the ones that got the mark, you know what I'm saying, there's a judgment, there's not going to be touched. You know? From the coming of destruction. Okay? I just want to get that real quick.
All right, Isaiah 14, I'm going to read verse 7 again. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us.
Yeah, they're talking about people, man. 'Cause even outside of Israel, man, you got these other nations, they complaining too, man. They're tired of how Esau is managing the earth. I know it goes into Revelation 17th chapter. The Lord has put it in their heart to agree for now.
You got fish washing up on shore, man. You got sharks washing up on shore. You got sea lions washing up on shore. Okay?
Remember that shark
This whole earth dying, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Wait, I got a quick
You know that shark that killed itself trying to kill an Edomite in that cage when he went under the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to try to kill that Edomite, man. He killed himself.
Yeah, because these animals know who the devil is.
Yeah.
The sun don't even like y'all ass, man. Shit.
Well, I just want to bring up Revelation 6 and 4.
It's tennis.
Because, you know, that's a piece of prophecy about the piece that's coming, that's just yet to come. Right now, everything is Revelation 6 and 4. It says, and there went out another horse that was red. Red goes into criminal, you know, speaking of Esau, it's criminal. It says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So Esau, the Lord gave him that power. He gave him that his ability. He put him in position, you know, so he could destroy. But it says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. All right, and that's how he takes away peace on earth. That sword with his blessing. You know, the scriptures say, by thy sword shalt thou live. Live going to sustain life. So for him to live and prosper, you gotta wicked shit, murder.
And what's crazy about it, man, is you read that scripture. You said that Esau has been given that power. The word given means to transfer to. So Esau actually, he searched out in the scriptures and found out that he was the wicked. He saw that he was going to get that power. That's crazy, man. He knew he was going to become as powerful he is today through wickedness. He did a diligent search, right? What's the point of creating a fucking laser to stop a lightning strike? What's the point of that? You know? But they use that as a statement that they're reaching a God status. With our technology and our machinery, we have the ability to stop the elements. It's so carnal, man.
This is the book of Isaiah 14 and 9. It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
So we already been telling you, man, we've already given you examples and reasons of why the Lord is angry with you and why this is going to happen. Now we're telling you the outcome that it's imminent. It is inevitable, like Adrian Smith, you know? It's inevitable that your destruction is coming, man. Everything's being prepared. Literally everything is coming against you and exposing you now that you're the devil, man, that you're on your way out. All right? Take it back.
Isaiah 14 and I believe I was at 10. 9? Okay. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
The Lord's making room for you, man. That's what he's doing. He's making that grave bigger so it can consume your ass. All right?
Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Because now, the playing field is being leveled, man. Now these other nations, man, they possess the same technology that you do, to an extent. All right, mainly Russia. All right, going with, what is that? Ezekiel 36. About Russia being a guard, supplying these other nations with, you know, the military tech. You know. Well, we ain't got to get it, but you know, these nations now are able to kind of, you know, come up to your game now. You know, you have now become as weak. Now, man, America, you ain't the strongest nation anymore, man. And you got, you know, numerous nations that are raised up against you. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave,
Pride.
and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Hey, the noise of thy vows, man, is that you know, that proud ass music that of your extolment, of your own, you know, your own extolment. Yeah, God bless America, man. You know, you can't make war against us. You can't destroy us. You promoting yourself as a god. All right.
Star Spangled Banner. All you can be.
Yep.
Star Spangled Banner.
Yep.
Slavery. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Read that. Isaiah 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
The worms is spread under you. Their infrastructure. The infrastructure is fucked up. Their pipes is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They buildings is basically chipping on. Okay? The infrastructure is going to shit. They ain't making enough asphalt. They're trying to make enough asphalt to do the streets, patch up these damn streets. It's more potholes than anything.
Beautiful.
Trying to cover these potholes and shit.
Trying to keep up that lively look, like America is still beautiful and young and whatever.
They're trying to bring back the baby boomers.
But it's deteriorated, man. This place done.
Isaiah 14 and 12. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
Hey, man, you knew everything. You were wise, like I should say, wiser than Daniel. But you couldn't foresee your own destruction from what you're doing.
Didn't
You know
consider
that,
the
again,
latter
that
end.
pride, that pump, man, blinded you, man. That haughty and arrogant spirit causes you to, you know, not consider this. Nope.
Isaiah 47. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
I,
thou did not lay this to thy heart, man. Thou doest as a careless, yeah, you can bring that out.
yeah, if you want to get it.
You got a piece of dog.
Yeah, go ahead. You can read from there.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47. You know what? This is what I had at first. All right. Isaiah 47 and 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy upon the ancient. Hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Yeah, that's talking about the dreadful and terrible way that you treated Israel, man. You very heavily laid thy yoke, man, upon them, and you're still doing it to this very day.
I actually had that one from earlier too, but you know this one still goes.
I tell you to start from there because that's a good point.
Kind of. And verse 7, and it reads, "And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it."
I know there's a definition behind the word lady. I can't remember what it means, but I mean, you like I said, you thought you were going to basically be young. You're going to stay looking young. That's actually like a really that gets to older white women in particular, man. As they get older, man, they get more depressed because they see they're getting ugly. But that's America, man.
I cracked.
Yeah. But that's what America's like, man. It's like that. What do you call it? It's like denial. It is denial, man. Yeah, vanity and denial. You know, but you act like this place is gonna remain a lady kingdom forever, man. Like you're gonna be the desirable. You're gonna be a 90-year-old looking harlot, man. That's really what she looked like. What's that? There's a damn movie about it, man. I can't remember the movie. She ended up taking out her teeth, but she looked beautiful whenever she had her makeup and her teeth and everything. But yeah, man, turns out she had like sucked in cheeks and not having no teeth. And there's a movie about, I can't remember what movie it is, man. But what are you looking for, Lamont?
Oh, well, no, that was it.
You got Isaiah 47?
Yeah. Well, you want me to start at the top?
No, go for the part where read the scripture after where it says lay thy heavenly lay thy yoke. Read after that.
Con. The yoke. Oh, I just read that.
Start at verse 1.
Con. There's Isaiah 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
What you see happening now, all right? America's losing their shit. You see it, all right? And really the state of you people, it shows. You're not as happy as you once were, man. No, actually, you know, an article just came out, or whatever, a statement just came out, that even people making over 100K a year are living check to check now. That's crazy, man.
There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
No, you once had it, because, again, man, you had that power seat, the thronos.
Why is Babylon calling her?
Because it hasn't been touched. Like you were saying earlier, no, there hasn't been war here.
How America hasn't been touched. How's America hasn't been touched?
There's no war that has come here. You know?
So it ain't no war in the soil yet.
You see how these motherfuckers walking around?
East, everywhere else on the planet, everybody with bombs and things.
Everybody else, like you just mentioned, everybody else getting bombs, wars and shit. Motherfuckers shooting AKs out the battlefield and shit. Like these motherfuckers walking around like, you know what I'm saying, chilling.
That's why in the world.
Go ahead, Brian, I'll cut you up.
There's a saying in the world where it says, when words won't convince you, adversity will. Something like that. You know? So when somebody warns you about something, they tell you this is what's coming, you know, and they don't believe you, or that pride, that's Esau. His pride has deceived him to the point where he's proud, and it's like a spirit of wrath upon him, where he can't convince him of that. So the adversity will be the thermonuclear missiles. That's gonna convince your ass. You won't know.
This place ain't gonna be touched.
They also got these overseas bias, you know, believing that shit ain't gonna happen to you. It does. But it's gonna be too late. We're not even too late. There ain't no such thing as too late to be something. It's gonna happen, and there ain't nothing gonna repent or stay the Lord's hand when it happens. These calamities and these hard times that we're gonna come into, man, are particularly made to destroy this place. All right, pursuant to like its 2nd Ezra 4th chapter, it says that the Lord has to turn this place upside down to do it. All right?
Right. Hey, quick precept. Just to land back up the point you just made, buddy. This is Isaiah 33 and 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. That dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee." You know, speaking about how Esau, you know, they go around bombing and doing all this wickedness and shit, but they haven't got that same recompense. They are like a virgin. Like your brother reading Isaiah 47 chapter. It says, "When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." And that's the times we in. You know, they ain't doing how they used to, you know, with all the spoiling. So now they finna get spoiled.
That's right.
Go where that scripture Joel.
Let the weak say that I am strong.
Say that I am strong.
You still got that Isaiah, right?
Con, yeah.
You didn't finish it off yet?
No. Con. There's Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
It ain't no rulership.
There ain't no rulership with this place, man.
All right?
For-
Esau still ruling, but sooner or later it's not gonna be no rulership.
For thou shalt know. Oh, Slacky, you still going?
Esau Esau basically know he's losing his power. Right? And this is the reason why he's gonna bring wrath, man. You done with that you done with that?
No, it's still going.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Yeah, like I said, you look pretty with that makeup and everything, man. But now you just a gumless, harlot, man. You ain't pretty. Yeah, I know. You should not be called tender and delicate, man, because we exposing you, man. You've been doing witchcraft this whole time, man. Even that movie, what was it? Hansel and Gretel, man, with what's that dude that played as Hawkeye? He just got in an accident. Yeah. He's got a terrible accident apparently. Yeah, even they said, you practice witchcraft enough, it alters your features and your look. And it did that, man. This is all like a demented funhouse, basically. Because you, like the brother said, y'all walking up and down, da-di-da-di-da, but there's a war coming to y'all's doors, man. That's why it says that death is coming to that windows, right? Go ahead.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, that's your house shot. He ain't gonna meet Esau as a man. Right? He's gonna come in his angelic form. He's gonna come in his angelic form. He's gonna overthrow Esau's kingdom, rulership. Right? And he's gonna save the elect.
That's right.
He's gonna destroy the 2/3 when I come back to the truth. Of course. But furthermore, he ain't gonna beat you as a man. It ain't gonna be no talk. Straight war.
That time came, man.
Straight war, man.
Yahushua came, man. The Romans knew about Yahushua. The world knew that the Lord could have destroyed everything then. All right? That was his peaceful statement. Like, hey, I'm not going to come and jack this place up like I intend to do. Maybe y'all might learn something, but you didn't. Now is the time, man.
Sure.
Go ahead, Lamont.
As for our Redeemer, the Lord Yahweh of hosts is his name, and the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms.
Hey, again, we'll talk about that witchcraft. The Chaldeans were known for their high practices of witchcraft. One of the highest form of witchcraft is when they're doing it right in front of your face and you don't even know it. That's coming through those lies, man. All right, telling you that the benefit for the that government. I'm trying to use different words without being too much caught. Medical misinformation. The government saying that they're here to help, but they're really trying to kill you. There you go. That's the MO of the devil. Yeah. That's the MO. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was wroth with my people, verse 6, Isaiah 47:6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst shew them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Hey, there's a saying or a word called cloud nine. It's basically like the ultimate pleasure. You got a lot of these elites, you got a lot of these celebrities, man. They'll talk about it in the lyrics, man. The cloud nine status, which really is like a lot of wicked indulgence. But the city that was given the pleasures, man, all that, high level of pleasure, man, it's going to be all done away with. All right? Or him destroy this place, because again, this place was about setting up, their order, their supposed order, their way and fashion of life, which really was, again, that unbridled appetite. All right? That no self-control. All right? Do what thou willest. All right, go ahead.
that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day: the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, slack it, yep, God, yep. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
You got blindsided from this, man, because you thought you were making it. You know, like, you know, bros brought the example like months ago when we were out here about like when they brought that first slave ship over, man. That was like a test trial to see if anything bad would happen to Esau when he was doing when he did what he did. He didn't see nothing happen. And again, you know, the brothers make mention like it takes 3 years. You know, it took 3 years to come from Africa over here to America, man. You know, 1.5 years each. But no, anyway, so there was enough time, basically in the men's eyes or men's sense, there was enough time for judgment to be displaced right there at that time. But nothing happened. Esau got away. So he kept on doing it.
To this very day.
I mean,
Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
there you go. And you're not going to know because, again, you're in this.
Like this, I miss like seeing
What's
all
wrong with
the
these weirdos, man?
Yeah, for real.
That lady's behind you like a bird.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yep.
the reason why you're not going to know about this is because you still have the mindset that you're going to overcome whatever comes your way. That's that spirit going back to Malachi, the 1st chapter. Because, you know, whatever the Lord throws down, you're going to build back up. You know? So, hey, man, the Lord's going to, like I said, it's going to come upon thee in that perfectness of that multitude, for that multitude of sorceries. All right? Lord's on its way, man. And destruction is on its way.
That's right.
That's why the Lord made that word destroy, because the word destroy, it goes into destructualize, to take away. When you destructualize something, you take it part by part, and you take it apart. That's what the Lord's going to do here, man. That's why you have the words like make desolate, make barren, utterly desolate. Go back to that.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and right? No, 13. Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
That literally links up with Isaiah 47. I am a God and there's none beside me. I'm not going to sit as a widow. There you go. Go ahead.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will.
That's America. Right? Let's talk about America. We also had, it said that sides of the north. No, well, yeah, to be honest, I am actually not sure either, but I do know that there are scriptures that do talk about the land of the Lord. That's in Zechariah 2:6. Deliver thyself, O Zion, the land of the north, from the daughters of the daughter of Babylon. Right, yeah. And there's many other things, man. This was the Panama that ultimately separated South America from North America. Before that, it was called the Americas. All right, so, you know, you got those things, yeah. But to be upon the mountain congregation, you know, what did it say that this man does? He sits upon the sea, all right? The sea representing the people. He wants to be the one to dispense that judgment, that order, you know, yeah, the order, all right? The commands, right? Yep. He wants to be the one to say what goes and what doesn't. Right. That's why he's making this lawless society. Because whenever they start the digital, you know, the cashless society, man, It's going to be based upon what is it? Social credit system. All right. So they're basically going to evaluate your attitude and your smiles and shit, and be like, well, he wasn't a good guy today. Don't give him any points. You know, he put up information that's actually, you know, saying bad stuff about disinformation. Block him, cut him off from society. That's actually what's going to happen, man, with the CHIP that they're bringing.
Hey, John, hey, you see what they're doing over there in China? They already set the blueprint for that right now. So you got to scan to get in everywhere.
With Jeff, was it Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon? He just made something called like pay with the palm or something like that. It's getting there, man. We already know it's getting there, slowly but sure. The Lord, it's happening like again for a reason. Changes bring the climax instantly.
Right.
You gotta work it up, man.
It's gradual. Gradualism.
Isaiah 14:14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Grave, to death. All right. Your whole image is going to be destroyed. All right. So when you come into the kingdom, you're not going to hear about the remembrance. Well, I mean, you will, to a certain extent, but you're not going to take a tour, you know, a chariot and go visit. Like, let's see, you know, where Applebee's used to be at on 14 and 10. You know, it ain't going to be like that, man. There's not gonna, the scriptures say there's not going to be a stone to take up for Babylon. Pursuant, I think it's Jeremiah 49. All right, so